The best definition that could be given to a micronation as of now is a very small amount of land claimed by a very small amount of people to be a nation but is not recognized by any other nation, or if you did a quick Google search, you'll find the answer, quote, a micronation is a political entity whose representatives claim they belong to an independent nation or sovereign state, but which lacks legal recognition by any sovereign state. However, these definitions are very vague and they need an update, as there are many different types of micronations that do not all fit these criteria. Before we go any further explaining what micronations are, we should probably differentiate the oh, ignore that blunder. Differentiate them from similar types of states. For example, microstates are very small countries that are recognized by other nations and the UN. Some of these microstates include the Vatican City, Liechtenstein, remember that one, and Barbados. Another group of states like this definition are nations that have some recognition or have almost no recognition, which for this video we're going to call yesent nations. If you don't like that name, too bad. Some of these nations would include Taiwan, Kosovo, Somaliland, Northern Cyprus, and Western Sahara. Now that we have covered the other two groups of nations that have some similarities to micronations, we can now cover some examples of micronations. A great and probably the most famous example of a micronation is the Principality of Sealand. The Principality of Sealand is a micronation that used to be an outpost called HM Fort Ruffs, an offshore platform in the North Sea. It is located approximately 11 kilometers from the coast of Suffolk, and 13 kilometers from the coast of Essex. On the 2nd of September 1967, the fort was occupied by Major Paddy Roy Bates, a British citizen and the owner of a pirate radio station. He had plans to turn the fort into a setup for his pirate radio station. However, he decided to declare the fort as its own independent nation from the United Kingdom. Then they had some conflict with the British and German citizens and important figures, and now have just been existing ever since. To this day, Sealand still considers itself an independent nation, however, it has no recognition from the UN or other nations. Another good example of a micronation is the Republic of Molossia. Molossia, officially the Republic of Molossia, is a micronation claiming sovereignty over 1.3 acres of land near Dayton, Nevada. It was founded by Kevin Bow, and unlike Sealand, Molossia doesn't take itself that seriously. Similar to Sealand, as in wanting to be an independent nation, but different in the way it made its lore and history. One strange example is that Molossia is technically still at war with East Germany. Strange. Very, very strange. The reason for this is because there is an island close to Cuba that was technically given as a gift to the East German government by Fidel Castro. However, this was never official, so it's technically East German territory and technically not. Another example of a micronation is the Arican Empire, founded on the 8th of May, 1987 by a Canadian named Eric Liss. This has to be one of the weirder micronations. Actually, probably the weirdest micronations. The first 10 years of its history were mostly fictional. They would claim pieces of land in space and would often go to war with other micronations. Even today, it keeps claims in space and it has its own website explaining everything. Side note, the flag looks bad. I don't know what these Aricans were thinking. The biggest detail that can be spotted when it comes to these micronations is that they're not as intertwined in global politics as other types of nations are. In conclusion, micronations are a fun idea and have created a great community for the internet to document. That's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.